Oh, and
Welcome back to. Oh,
go ahead.
I remembered. I remembered what I say, Brett.
There we go.
Welcome back to the Round Table here at Round Table Talk, part of the Reality Realm Podcast Network. My name is Kevin Oliver.
And my name is Brett Parnell, and we are down a guest host today because Bruce has decided he would rather be flipping upside down on rides that scare the crap out of me as opposed to being here on Roundtable Chat.
Yeah, how dare he?
He is over at Six Flags right now, so hopefully he's having a good time and not puking himself.
Yeah, well, I think he's on the drive right now, actually.
Oh,
But
fair enough.
I think the thing is tonight, like when it gets dark. But I could be wrong. It's like a haunted house, but it's all of the theme park.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've went to one of those in LA and it didn't end well. Went on one soda ride that I hated and then didn't want to go on any other ones for the rest of the day. Spent $50 on hot dogs and fries only to walk out of the park right as I was about to go to get my bus out of town and realize, crap, I just spent $50 on hot dogs and fries and there's a Red Lobster in the parking lot. That did not end well.
Sounds like a bad day.
Yeah. Hope his is much better. Either way, let's get into the Traitors Canada episode 2, season 3.
Yeah,
where we're starting in the graveyard.
Exactly where we ended, as our traders are faced with the dilemma.
First of all, just before we get into this, I guess I should ask something that we kind of do early in the season before we have a better idea of rankings and like actually who's in a good position because it's so early. Sure. Let's do what we do on my other podcast, the New Generation Challenge podcast. Kevin, who's your player of the week?
Ooh, man, that's okay.
I thought of this 10 minutes ago, so that's why he doesn't know, because I definitely have mine from the this episode.
Okay, you talk and I'll think.
Sure. My player of the week, with everything we saw at the round table, has got to be Hollywood.
Okay.
That guy is thinking about this game in a way that no one, at least outside of the Traitors to it, is strategically playing yet.
Fair enough. Man.
Either way, if you're not sure, we can go into the episode and you can come up with one by the end if you want.
I'm gonna go ahead
Perfect.
and just say, my player of the episode is, it's probably a little boring. It's a traitor.
Nice.
I'm going Venus.
Nice. Yeah, she did have a great episode.
I think that out of the three of them, she's got the longest longevity chance.
Yeah.
And she recognized that, and she played it really cool. Where I just don't think that she's getting the heat that either Kevin or Coco are getting.
And she seems to be well, I'm sure we'll talk about this later, but probably. I mean, let's get into the episode because we'll talk about the graveyard pretty much right now. But at the beginning of the episode, and this is where I think that's a great pick with Venus, Kevin is adamant that he wants his fellow Big Brother player tie-in. Coco wants Venus to stay with them in the Traitors turret. But by the end of the episode, or even the middle of the episode, Kevin seems to be just as comfortable with Venus and wants Coco out.
Yeah.
So she's in a position where either of them are willing to play with her. It doesn't seem like they want to play in the Traitors turret with each other.
I would agree with that.
But either way, what was your thoughts on this graveyard discussion where we know either Ty or Venus is going to go home on night one?
Right. So selfishly, I was hoping Venus would stay. I also think that was probably the better strategic decision.
Yeah.
But I don't know that Venus staying originally was as good. Like I would have argued that Ty Sting would have been better for Kevin's game.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even now, he stood on Ty, then he backed down on Ty. But that means you're walking into the game with another traitor who knows that you wanted to kill them versus recruit them.
Yeah. Very true.
And so that was kind of my original thought, but I'm so glad that that Coco and Kevin chose Venus over Ty. I think Coco's reason she didn't want to be the third wheel to Kevin and Ty was valid, but I think that Kevin could just turn that same point right back on her.
Yeah.
And so I did notice though that Kevin thought that, or Kevin called that Venus has less heat than him, and so that might not spell well for his game.
Yeah,
and I'm afraid he might be correct.
I think you're right that he might be correct. I don't necessarily think it harms his game that much for Venus to be there as opposed to Ty. I mean, Kevin being a Big Brother winner that apparently has a lot of name recognition in this cast would be just as big of a threat no matter who's really with him. On one hand, yes, Ty could be better for this game because you have that. I'm sure they know each other. At the other side, I mean, the fact is, there's me, especially being in Canada and knowing the great, huge difference that is Canadian reality TV versus US reality TV. Venus and Omar are just two natural targets for the fact that they were on a worldwide US show. I think they're far less of a target than when, let's be honest, everybody knew in season 1 Erica was not a traitor, but didn't want a millionaire to win the Traitors Canada. They're less of a target in the fact that neither of them won, but especially with what happens on the US version of the same show, I think there's probably a natural element in the back of everybody's mind that either Omar or Venus is going to be selected as a traitor. And that does give both Kevin and Coco a great kind of, if anything goes sour in there, to say, hey, don't you think that a Survivor player would be picked as a traitor in this game?
Right. And, well, the thing was, I think the reason that I think that Ty would have been better for Kevin's game is I don't think Kevin had any intention to work with Ty.
Yeah.
I think Kevin had every intention to throw Ty under the bus the first chance he got.
Makes sense.
And to then be like, they wouldn't put 2 Big Brother winners in the turret.
Yeah.
So I can't be, because Ty already got proven to be. I think that was Kevin's plan.
That is a great point.
But yeah, we see Ty go out here, and Kevin is afraid that he lost a friend in real life by making this decision. We see right after that, a peek behind the curtain, that Ty was upset about it, but he wasn't blaming Kevin at all.
Yeah. I would have. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I thought you were done.
No, I was just going to say, we do see Ty kind of just say, I got taken out by night 1 twist.
Yeah.
Versus I got taken out by my friend. So I say that bodes well for their future as a friendship outside of this game.
Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely would see that. That's good moving forward. The one thing that I was wondering watching this, though, just before we move on to breakfast, and this might just be the challenge podcaster in my mind, thinking everything has to be crazy, is what if they never decided to agree on anyone and both of them held their ground? Again, probably me thinking through that lens of what would TJ Lavin do as opposed to what would the Traitors Canada do. But how great would it have been to just see okay, Venus and Ty, you're both traitors, kick one of these people out.
or Venus and Ty, you're the traitors now, and Kevin and Coco get double kill.
Yeah, that would be great.
That would be crazy. I don't think Traitors Canada would ever do that.
I don't think so, but that was what I was thinking when I was watching it, and they weren't budging.
That's very TJ Lavin of you.
Yeah. All right, moving on to breakfast.
Well, there was a
Oh,
confessional
go ahead.
between the graveyard and breakfast where we find out from both sides of this. Coco, her intention is still to work with Kevin. Her intention is to um, find a way to keep him happy now that she got her way. She wants him to um, kind of come back or get back in his good graces by doing whatever he wants now. What he wants is to get revenge.
Yeah,
He's out for blood because of Coco. He had to spill ties, so he's gonna act like everything's okay, and then he's gonna stab her in the back
true.
if he makes it far enough.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because you never know, especially when it comes to starting with three traitors, which ones are going to make it far and who's going to turn on who when.
Exactly.
Anything else you had before we move on?
Not before breakfast. Nope.
Okay, great. Um, Hilarious moment at the start of breakfast when our mystery wedding couple decides to dress the exact same way.
I didn't say anything about this in the group chat, but I did just see, due to Reality TV Insider on Instagram, Meredith and Chala have parted ways.
Oh no, that's too bad.
Yes. Um, had nothing to do with this game. It was way
Okay,
after the fact.
makes
But
sense.
they are no longer together. Just wanted to get that out in the open now.
Before we all call the internet calls them a married couple for the next 2 months.
Yeah, yeah.
Was
And
once a married couple on the show.
yeah. And I love it because Meredith literally just goes, "Don't sit next to me. We're matching."
That was funny.
Yeah. And I there's some really funny correspondence between different people here at this breakfast table.
Yeah.
Like Meredith calls that she thinks either Ty or Kevin's gonna die. Um, and then it goes straight to like Jericho, who's telling us that he trusts Kevin.
Yeah.
He trusts Kevin and Dom, and Thompson trusts Kevin. I don't know why so many people coming into this game are trusting Kevin. It does not sound like a reasonable choice.
I don't know, but until last week, I never seen Kevin before. So,
That's crazy that you're from Canada and you didn't know Kevin Jacobs, and I'm not from Canada and I did know Kevin Jacobs.
but you have a lot more time on your hands too. Oh,
I do.
I don't know. We've never met. You might not, but I've been working a job that had me doing overnight shifts and midnight shifts for like the better part of the last 7 years.
Yeah, that does not sound fun.
No, that's why I left that job to move to a different part of my company.
Fair enough.
um,
Uh, Also at breakfast here, Kevin talks about Ty like he expects to see him show up, which I
but
think is a really smart move.
yeah,
And and yeah, I just really like laying the groundwork like that.
yeah, absolutely. We also have Venus coming in as a traitor and still playing as if she's a faithful. That was interesting for her to move over that quickly, but she still had that day of experience and meeting people where she was having to honestly play as a faithful, and therefore probably does have that leg up on the other two who were basically playing as a traitor from the minute they knew the rules.
And it was really funny because she basically said, I think I still part of me still thinks last night was a really vivid dream.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't. No. And she's really confident that they don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, who knows? Maybe Venus is someone who just has a lot of crazy dreams.
Maybe.
I have a weird thing that happens. I guess it's something due to motion or whatnot. I do not know. I rarely ever have a dream at home. I rarely ever have a dream away. When I'm on a cruise ship and you're rocking around all night, I have the most ridiculous dreams. Probably just because you're in a deeper set of sleep, but I'll wake up and be like, whatever might happen, I'm like texting people at home, wondering, like, okay, is my company still open that I work for? Is everybody alive?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We also have a quote from Coco here. I was a messy murderer. I'm hungry.
That was funny.
Yeah. And as people are coming into breakfast, we find out it's either gonna be Omer or Ty.
Yeah.
And Omer walks in, and that means it's Ty. And Kevin, once again playing into this, looks as pale as a ghost, shocked that Ty is dead. And it believes the one guy who clocked him from the moment they stepped into the castle, Omer Zahir, to believe that Kevin didn't know and might actually be a faithful.
Yeah. Which is obviously not true.
But it is such a good acting job.
It is. Also, the fact that Ty and Omer are the last two to come in production, like I was kind of saying earlier, setting up the kind of bigger names for big moments. Mm-hmm. That I don't think that it's advantageous in a game like this to be coming in as a Big Brother Canada winner or a US Survivor player at all.
Unless you're in a castle full of nincompoops.
Yeah.
I mean, you haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to point once again back to US 1.
Yeah. The one we tried to watch earlier, and I went to Alaska and Bruce went to work for the summer, and then we never got around to it, and then this started, but we'll do it at some point.
At some point, yeah.
Maybe after the next US one.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan. But the names start getting thrown around and everybody thinks it's Curtis.
Yeah.
I do want to point out, it's somewhere else in my notes. I'm not sure where, so I'm just going to say it now. Curtis is so smart. He literally clocked that he thought there was a recruitment and a murder last night.
Yeah.
What Karina said in the graveyard when the game started, he referenced that to make that point.
Yeah.
And he's the only one.
Exactly. But no one had a clue what was going on. Venus and Ty only figured it out when they were right there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
as did Kevin and Coco.
Yeah. Very smart by Curtis. Unfortunately, he can't communicate that to the rest of the people when you're in a box somewhere, but
mm-hmm.
I guess he wasn't killed. He was just thrown out of the castle.
Yeah.
He's still alive. He's just in a hotel.
Pretty much, yeah. And while everybody else is saying Curtis thinks that Meredith is a traitor.
Yeah.
So that was the last thing that I got from breakfast. Do you have anything else at breakfast before we? I got some stuff as we're heading to the challenge.
Okay.
In the car, we had a car that had in it Kevin, Curtis, Dom, and Thompson.
Yeah.
And Kevin is letting everybody know that Coco was on Celebrity Big Brother. And everybody's like shook at that. And then Kevin basically gets all of the four of them to agree in making an alliance.
Yeah.
They're going to share information, but only amongst the four of them.
Which seems a little early.
It is, but, I mean, you want to be the first one to establish something, not the last, to be fair.
No, I don't mean for an alliance. I mean for Kevin to be saying anything about another traitor.
Oh, well, we already know that he can't stand Coco now.
Yeah, we know. It's just he's gonna have to.
Yeah.
We've seen Boston Rob and Danielle not able to stand each other either, and that went horribly.
Oh, yeah. Or Boston Rob can't stand Bob the Drag Queen.
That too. And Carolyn is just sitting there going, I'm in a house with crazy people. And it's like, okay.
If Carolyn's the one saying you're crazy, yeah. Then we get to the challenge, and what the hell is Karina wearing?
Yeah. I was lost.
Bruce thought it looked like a throw pillow was covering her chest.
That's what I thought, and I was like, oh, this is. I always thought that Alan was some crazy stuff on the US show, but this might be out there.
But this is interesting. We have to volunteer a set out.
Yeah.
And we find out that multiple shields will be up for grabs.
There were a lot of them. And that causes some contention later in the episode.
It does. But Lizette, she volunteers to sit out the challenge.
Yeah.
Which, okay, sit out once, but if they do this again, she better not do it again, or she's just going to be like another Claire Rafson.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in this show, it's even more controversial because you're not just helping your tribe, but you're in the way Claire was. Well, not helping your tribe, I should say. But you're basically telling everybody that you're not scared of going home.
Yeah. And she became responsible for creating the teams of two out of everybody else as the sit out.
Yeah.
And so do you want me to go ahead and tell
what go ahead.
The breakdown was?
Sure.
Okay. So these were the groups of two.
Sounds like you have a lot more details. So.
I do. I take pretty vigorous notes.
Amazing.
On all this stuff.
Like I told you guys, but for the audience, was a bit behind this week thanks to something called the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, and then they screwed you over anyway, so you might as well have just not paid attention.
That's for sure.
All right, so here's our teams: Meredith and Dom, Hollywood and Venus, Kitten and Shaughnessy, Kara and Thompson, Coco and Asfir, Sarah, Nicole, and Kevin, Natalie and Omer, Chala and Mackenzie, Rhea and Curtis, and Jamal and Jericho. And basically for this challenge, there was $10,000 in gold suspended in trees in different bags. And one of the players would be blindfolded. The other one would be guiding them from the sideline to grab the gold. And the more gold you grabbed and were able to bring back, the better chance you had at getting a shield, which they will explain later.
Yeah.
And I also have here who the blindfolded versus who the callers were. So I got Curtis, Chala, Asfir, Venus, Meredith, Jericho, Thompson, Shaughnessy, Omer, and Kevin as blindfolders, and callers were Rhea, Mackenzie, Coco, Hollywood, Dom, Jamal, Kara, Kitten, Natalie, and Sarah.
I just had one point here, very smart from Hollywood to be a caller, because we have seen Venus fail miserably in another television show at exactly this.
I couldn't help but laugh. There was this quote from Coco at this point where she says, "There were so many people yelling at the same time I thought I was at Christmas dinner."
Well, she should have seen my training class last week. We were at work, trainer was amazing, but I'm like, I only know half of this new job because there's 15 people all trying to ask their question at once as if it's a press conference.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm like a tall tree. I fall hard. And that was Meredith. But They got $9,600. I don't know why they didn't get the whole 10K. I don't know, but
Yeah.
they got 9,600 here, and Kevin got 0 bags.
Yeah.
Kevin Jacobs sucks at this game. Okay. Not at the game of Traitors, at this specific
No.
challenge.
Well, he's yet to be determined at the game of Traitors.
Right. And then Karina tells them to go to the bridge, where one person goes to the end of the bridge, the other one stays on this side.
This was just wild.
And yeah, it was, because it was basically like one of those so the question was, who deserves the shield?
Yeah.
Out of you and your partner. And if you both said the same name, that person would get a shield. If you said different names, they lit the freaking bridge on fire and you had to run to the edge and jump off as it was exploding behind you.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
Was like
And, what?
I'm like, we always talk about the explosion budget, but I think this might have been more explosions than on the challenge.
And they got to go in the order of who collected the most gold. So there was only a limited number of bridges, 4 bridges. If the first 4 people all were wrong, like didn't match, that means nobody's gonna get a shield.
Right.
But Curtis and Rhea, they went first, and they both said each other's names because Rhea thought she deserved it, which I would agree, because she took the no shield in the first challenge. But Curtis thought they would say his name because it's his birthday coming up. Well, that didn't happen. And the first bridges exploded.
Yeah.
Then Jamal and Jericho, they both said Jamal. Because Jericho had it the night before. Meredith and Dom both said Meredith because Dom's a gentleman. He's never going to pick himself over a woman. Coco and Asfear both said Asfear. Kitten and Shaughnessy both said Shaughnessy. Kara and Thompson both said Kara. And then Thompson goes, I'm sad not only because I didn't get a shield, but I didn't get my Tom Cruise moment. He wanted to sprint off the bridge. Anyway, Hollywood and Venus both said Venus. And then it's Mackenzie and Chala, and they said each other because they were trying to be selfless. Bridge number 2 has been burned. Natalie and Omer each said themselves, and the third bridge was burned. And now we're down to Sarah Nicole and Kevin. So each pair was able to get a chance at a shield, but Sarah Nicole and Kevin both said each other's names.
Yeah.
The 4th bridge was burned on the last group.
It was.
And Kevin tells us his strategy. Whether he was a traitor or a faithful, he was never going to take a publicly offered shield because his target was already big enough.
Which is interesting because if you're never going to, though, wouldn't that make your target bigger, showing that you don't even care if you have a shield?
Well, I think his thought process is more, this dude's already a really good strategist, and now he's trying to make himself not able to be murdered, taking shields, whatever. So let's just not risk it and banish him.
Yeah.
He would take a shield, I think, if it was private.
Yeah, very true.
So Jamal, Meredith, Asfear, Shaughnessy, Kara, and Venus all have shields. And then Chala asks if everybody will raise their hand if they have a shield. And Hollywood clocks that, and he is not happy about it because he feels like that's what a traitor would do.
Yeah. And then after those shields, we get an interesting discussion in regards to who has them because there's so many shields that it's next to impossible to track. And that is probably the biggest mistake of this episode.
To give that many shields?
No. to ask who has a shield.
Oh yeah.
Because
I
how
mean,
can you be so stupid?
It only got her one vote, so
Yeah. But I could see that being a comment that maybe people use 3 episodes down the line to say, we haven't found a traitor yet, and you're still here. So maybe there's something more to it, even though there isn't.
right. I hope not, because I really like her, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We see here a conversation that Ty told Omer the day before that Curtis was saying Omer's name. And Curtis tells us that Ty said Dom's name. So we really have Ty playing a big part in an episode that he's not even alive for.
Yeah.
And Curtis is in everybody's ear, because now he's throwing suspicion on Chala, and I put it in all caps here, leave my girl alone. But
and this is what will eventually get Curtis in trouble, is that he's just all over the place, it seems.
Absolutely. Because now it's roundtable time, unless you have anything else.
No, it's roundtable time. And we see, to start the roundtable, someone who is a very good speaker, who has experience in these games, Omer, targets Curtis right away.
Yes, I still don't know that I would have been the first to speak if I was Omer.
No, I would not be the first to speak, but he does and gets what he wants out of it. So
yeah, because Omer pushes it on Curtis. Curtis tries to push back. Then instead of just moving on, Jamal dogpiles on Curtis as well. And then Dom as well. That brings up why Curtis didn't say Rhea's name on the bridge.
yeah.
Then we have Lizette go off on Meredith, because Meredith made that off-comment joke in episode 1 when they were at the table that Lizette must have not got touched on the shoulder, because she would have jumped a mile in the air because she was so jumpy. And Meredith thought they were cool. Lizette did not think they were cool, and we found out about it.
That is true.
And then Hollywood brings up that Chala asked who had a shield.
Yep.
And then it was time to vote.
And nobody votes for an actual traitor.
Yeah, it was like 18, or let me think here. Yeah. 17 votes Curtis to 1 vote Dom, which was voted by Curtis, to 2 votes Meredith from Lizette and Shaughnessy, to 1 vote Chala from Hollywood, and 1 vote As Fear, which I never heard As Fear's name ever. So why Natalie voted As Fear, I don't get. But it wasn't even close. Curtis is voted out by a giant majority here, and we find out from his mouth, even though we already knew it, but he tells the table that he is a faithful. And like you said, all votes were for faithfuls.
Yeah. So it's back to square one for them.
Yeah.
Which, despite maybe having some awkward issues, puts Kevin in a bit of a better place than he was.
Yeah, and I guess it doesn't really bring them back to square one, because they don't know that they only voted for faithfuls.
Yeah, that's true.
So as far as they know, Dom, Meredith, Chala, or As Fear could be a traitor.
Absolutely.
Or all of them.
And we never know. By the time they vote for one, they'll try to take all of them out. One of them might be.
Right.
So.
And then Meredith and Lizette try to. Well, Meredith tries to reconcile things with Lizette.
Yeah.
But Lizette's being a little bitchy. And that just didn't go well. And we see this moment from Chala where she's trying not to give anything away, but it's very hard for her to watch Lizette treat her wife like that.
Yeah.
And not be able to say anything.
Yeah. that must be complicated to be in that situation and have to try to hide it.
Yeah.
Also, just to play as the only pre-existing relationship on a season must be extremely complicated.
Well, I would argue that there's other pre-existing relationships, just not like romantic
Well,
ones.
sure. But yeah, but that's what I mean, not people in the same family.
Yeah. Then we go to the turret.
Yep.
And we find out there will be no murder tonight, at least not directly.
Not directly, but this only makes things much more complicated for the Traitors going into next week.
Yeah, as they have to write 4 names down that will be up for murder, but the mission will decide who dies. And they can use their own names, but they decide that that's not something they're interested in doing.
Yeah.
Which is the right move, I believe.
Absolutely.
And then they say, what should we do? And they decide they want to have fun chaos.
They do.
And the episode closes with showing us 3 faces. And I don't know about you, but well, half of me says this is just a smoke show. The other half of me says these are the 3, and none of them are going to go home. And whatever they didn't show us is what's going to happen.
I got to admit something then. My PVO cut off that little end of the episode. So do you want to tell us who those 3 faces are?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hollywood, Lizette, and Thompson.
Interesting.
They painted all their faces.
I would bet if it's 4 names and they only showed 3 that they probably don't go home. Yeah. But you never know.
Mm-hmm. And it could be none of them. It could be a total smoke show.
That's fair.
But it was a great episode regardless.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, I absolutely love anytime I get to watch Traitors, but this season's really fun so far. I know we're only 2 episodes in, but I didn't know what to expect with Canadian
2 episodes
Traitors.
in, and unlike US Traitors, we don't just blast the season with 3 episodes on the first night. So
yeah, I didn't know what to expect with those, strange Canadians over here, but it's been really fun.
Yeah, it has been. I mean, you say that. I don't know what to expect when we get a season of unknown Americans.
I'm excited.
Oh, so am I.
I wish they would have called me.
Yeah, they should have.
Because I applied.
Oh, did you? Nice.
Yeah. Liana from Rob Has a Podcast applied too. I don't know if they called her or not. But yeah, unless you have anything else, that was about what I got.
That was it. We'll be back next weekend. We'll see if Bruce decides to join us.
I just realized something.
Yeah.
I made the comment in the end of the last episode that we'll see you next week and maybe Bruce won't be dead by then. And then he's not here. So maybe Bruce did die.
That's funny.
Yeah, so make sure
I realized that today.
Yeah. Make sure that you check out the other Reality Realm stuff. We got Tribal Council Chat, where Brett and Bruce are rocking it out over there on season 49. Only 49.
A week. Merge coming up this week.
Only a week only a week and a half from today, a week from Wednesday, will Bruce and I be palling it up with the likes of Bryce and Wynn.
That's true. That's what, the 12th?
On the 12th.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That'll be fun.
Yes. Did Bruce send you that flyer?
No, I don't think so.
Andrea's gonna be there.
Oh, nice. That'll be good. I've met her on Zoom.
Okay.
Very nice to talk with. And in COVID, Andrea and Michelle did a Zoom fundraiser that I was on. So the 2 of them hosted it, and then they brought in a bunch of guests from Survivor too.
Awesome. But yeah, check out Pit Stop Pals. Me and Bruce are plugging away on Amazing Race 38, European Adventure, all big brothers and their loved ones.
That's
The
been fun.
challenge, yeah, it has been fun.
Hopefully we get a survivors and loved ones soon on
I
Amazing
would love
Race.
that.
That would
I
be
would love that.
great to see.
Absolutely.
Maybe after this, I'll have to join you and Boost for an episode, and we can decide how we will all cast that in the off
Oh, that'd be
season.
fun.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Yeah. Brett and his co-host TT over at New Generation Challenge Podcast talking about
Heading into
season
the
41.
final third of season 41.
I'm a week or two behind.
Okay, I won't say anything, but really fun season. It's at this point anyone could win the whole thing. So,
Except you act like you're not a spoiler guy that knows what happened already.
no, I have no idea what happened.
That's such a lot. What? Really?
What? Yeah.
I thought you were following the spoilers.
Michelle's not on it, so I unfollowed them.
Oh, okay.
When Michelle was on it, I was more focused on what she was doing than what the rest of the show was doing.
Well, I don't try to find these things out, but
Twitter makes it very difficult with the challenge. Sometimes a couple of things just pop up that you cannot avoid because somebody that you know retweeted it.
Like, I don't follow this. I mean, like, I don't get on Twitter and scroll.
Yeah.
I get notifications from Twitter and it'll be like, hey, look at this tweet. And it's freaking challenge spoilers. And I'm like, screw you, Twitter.
Yeah. See, I deleted Twitter, so it makes it easier.
You know what? Yeah. Deleting Twitter would make it easier not to be spoiled on Twitter.
And it had nothing to do with reality television. I deleted Twitter because Canadian elections are full of Chinese bots that interfere in our politics and constantly harass you.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure American elections are probably the same with like China plus dozens of other nationalities running scam accounts, but you guys know that you have so much marketing everywhere, you can't avoid it.
Yeah.
Us is just like name your candidate is the best 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is start spamming you to say that I don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, no.
Right. Well, it doesn't, I tried to stay out of that political space with my social media stuff just so I don't have that kind of stuff happen.
I may have got a political science degree, so it's kind of hard.
Yeah, I understand that.
But what was I going to say? Yeah, the challenge is getting down to the end. We'll see what happens. It should be really competitive. Both alliances are starting to equal up again. So
yeah, it's been fun so far from what I've watched.
And you would have seen this even if you're a couple weeks behind, but like even though the one main US alliance started to target the UK players and get numbers on them, Theo and Adrienne have just been knocking out teams one after the next to the point that it's kind of given them some power in the game now.
Sure.
So we will see. Also, on that topic, congratulations to them. Olivia and Theo are having their baby shower in Phoenix today.
Ooh.
As we record this.
Right on, right on. But yeah, check out all of our other content. You can find us on social media. If you look up the name of any one of our shows, you'll find both Facebook and Instas for those. You can find us on TikTok, Reality Realm Podcast Network, and check out our Redbubble merch store where you can buy Reality Realm merch and some merch that's solely based on some of our shows. All of that to say, don't get murdered.
And
we'll see you next time.
See you next time.